Hello again, and welcome to Uncle Kevin's Snack Attack, where I teach you how to attack your cravings back. Tonight, we have my version of a chicken wrap. Now, it is the cheaper version. I'm not using chicken that I grilled on the grill or anything like that. No grilled chicken. It's just plain old frozen chicken patties. Now, the way I do mine is I take my chicken patties and I thaw them a little bit before I put them in the oven. I do cook them in the oven, or really you're just heating them in the oven because most of them are pre-cooked. But I put mine in the oven. And what I do with my French fries, it's recommended to take your French fries, or it's not recommended, but it's what I do with French fries. The recommendation for the temperature is 400. But I put mine on 385. That's just the way I cook my French fries. I take my French fries, put them in the oven for 16 minutes, and I turn the pan because I've discovered that in my oven, it cooks differently. It tends to be a little bit hotter on the left side of the oven. So I spin them around and about 16 minutes, I spin them around and let them finish cooking about another 6 or 7 minutes. And I also just take my chicken patties with about 6 or 7 minutes to go and slide them in there to heat them up because they're already thawed. So they cook a little quicker. Right now, everything's cooked. I'm just going to put together my chicken wrap. So what we have, just one flour for tortilla. I put it on the plate like this, and I put my lettuce on, and what we're going to do is, I do them this way. I put the lettuce on, and then what I do, and I do it specifically this way to keep everything together. So a lot of people like put them on the side or whatever. I put mine right in the middle, and I do it specifically that way because I'm actually going to put some other ingredients on the edge and I'm going to roll it together. But here's the way I like to do this. Now I'm probably going to have more condiments or my items on the actual wrap than you probably recommend, but this is the way I like to do it. So what I do is I take the some tomato. I cut a couple slices of tomato, and then I cut that tomato in half. Right, and I usually use 2 slices of tomato. Also, too, I recommend this when you go to pick up a tomato. Mine's kind of falling apart on me here, but when I pick up a tomato, I actually look for a tomato that's not so ripe at the grocery store. In other words, it's not real red when I buy them. They tend to last a little bit longer that way. Now, there were people that will argue with me and say that's not how tomatoes work, or that's not my experience with tomatoes, but that's how I do my tomatoes. Is I get them, they're almost, they're not quite white, but they're not real red either. And so what we're gonna do is take a slice of tomatoes. I'm gonna cut up a little bit of pickle. This is a dill pickle slice that I use. I like to use dill. Some people like bread and butter. Some people like sweet pickles or something. I like to use dill on mine. I'm just kind of a dill fan. Anyway, I take my tomato. I need to cut this up a little bit. There we go. But you don't have to go too small on the pieces of tomato. As a matter of fact, I actually recommend, a little bit bigger pieces. But we're going to take our tomato. We're going to put it on. And yes, I washed my hands before I started. Always wash your hands before you start cooking. It's always a good idea. Then I take my pickle. I put it on there like this. And then I'm going to, after I put my pickle on, I'm going to take some of the chicken patty, or actually one of the chicken patties. I'm actually going to put 2 on here, I think. But yep, we're going to slice this chicken patty in half. And then we're going to slice it in half again. Now I use American cheese. I can honestly say that I would put Swiss, provolone, pepper jack, it doesn't matter, whatever cheese you might like. But then I'm going to take the chicken patty. Now, uniquely, I'm going to take the chicken patty. Let's cut it up a little bit more. I'm going to take the chicken patty. And I'm going to take it. Ooh, look at all that yummy cheese. We'll take that. Put it on here. You know, when I'm putting food together, it just makes me happy. I love food. So anyway, we're going to put our chicken on there just like that. Now, as always, I'll put a little on this side. Why not? Who cares? It don't matter. So you take some chicken. Look at all that cheese on there. I just got American cheese on it. I was going to put 2, but it looks like we only need 1. I got plenty on here. Now, with Uncle Kevin's Snack Attacks, there's always a surprise. And today is no different. So, today we have ranch and what is a Louisiana style hot sauce. This is what I like to use. So, we take some ranch. Now, I recommend you do it this way. Take the ranch so it doesn't go all over the place and put it right in the middle. Don't worry, boys and girls. The ranch will spit out. You may like less ranch than that or more. It really doesn't matter. That's up to you. And then I take the hot sauce. Now, I put it in the same place too. So hopefully it won't start running everywhere when you make this wrap. Now I ain't gonna lie. This is gonna look more like a burrito than a wrap. This is just what I call it. A little bit of hot sauce there. I put maybe not even a tablespoon most of the time. But we're gonna wrap it up. Now, what I recommend you do with this is push it all together while you're doing it. And this tortilla, really and truly, isn't probably big enough. But the thing is, it doesn't matter whether it's big enough. And it looks more like a burrito than it does a daggum wrap. But that's just what I'm going to call it. What the heck. So, anyway, put all this together. Now, another thing I recommend when you make something like this is kind of unique. But many people don't think about this. I actually tend to take my wraps and my sandwiches. When I make sandwiches, and I'll make some on my Uncle Kevin's Snack Attack. But when I do, I already make my sandwich and I let it sit for a few minutes. Now, I'm not talking about 45 minutes. I'm talking about 5 minutes. Let those ingredients mix together, the warm and the cold. I don't know why it is. I guess there's a certain science behind it. But after 3, 4, 5 minutes, you bite into that wrap or that sandwich. And I don't know why this is, but it just tastes better to me. So this is my, my chicken wrap here. And we're going to see, as we always do, how this tastes. So let's go. Let's take a bite. Oh, spilled something already. Slap your hand. So. Now, another of my tips is to also, I just learned this just now, buy the larger tortillas, and if you want to use a vegetable one, a veggie wrap, hey, use a veggie wrap. If you're into the health stuff, use something that's organic if you like. That part doesn't matter. Just build yourself this chicken wrap here. And I know it's made out of plain old frozen chicken patties, but you know what? That is delicious. Once again, I teach you how to attack your cravings. Back. Uncle Kevin out.